Question 2. DS. In 1998, there were 40,000 employees in Company X. In 1999, the number of employees in Company X increased by P%. And in 2000, the number of employees in Company X increased by Q%. If in 2000 the number of employees was 46,224, what is the value of Q? Condition 1. P equals 7. Condition 2. From 1998 to 1999, the number of employees in Company X increased by 2,800. Solution. Now we will solve this DS question using the variable approach. Tip 3. If we need one more equation, we will get D as the answer. Let's apply the 3 steps suggested previously. Follow the first step of the variable approach by modifying and rechecking the original condition and the question. We have to find the value of Q if there were 40,000 employees in Company X in 1998. And after an increase of P% in 1999 and an increase of Q% in 2000, the number of employees were 46,224 in 2000. Let's look at the information from the original condition. The answer to this question will be in terms of a unique value of Q, and therefore, we apply CMT2 to this question. Let's modify the original condition. The number of employees in 2000 equals 40,000 times 1 plus P over 100 times 1 plus Q over 100 equals 46,224. 40,000 times 100 plus P over 100 times 100 plus Q over 100 equals 46,224, or 4 times 100 plus P times 100 plus Q equals 46,224. That is, 100 plus P times 100 plus Q equals 11,556. Follow the second and third steps. From the original condition, we have 2 variables, P and Q, and 1 equation. 100 plus P times 100 plus Q equals 11,556. To match the number of variables with the number of equations, we need one more equation. Since conditions 1 and 2 will provide 1 equation each, D would most likely be the answer. Recall 3 principles, choose D as the most likely answer. Let's look at each condition separately. Condition 1 tells us that P equals 7. Substituting P equals 7 in 100 plus P times 100 plus Q equals 11,556, we get 100 plus 7 times 100 plus Q equals 11,556, or 107 times 100 plus Q equals 11,556. This simplifies to 100 plus Q equals 108, or Q equals 8. So, the condition is sufficient by CMT2, which states that there must be only one answer. Condition 2 tells us that the number of employees in Company X increased by 2,800 from 1998 to 1999. That is, 40,000 times P% equals 2,800. 40,000 times P over 100 equals 2,800, or 400 times P equals 2,800. We get P equals 7, and thus Q equals 8, as solved above. So, the condition is sufficient by CMT2, which states that there must be only one answer. I'm going through conditions 1 and 2 in detail to prove how tip 3 works. In the actual exam, you don't need to calculate like this. Since this is a DS question and not a PS question, you should have the guts to choose D as the answer, without working through all the calculations. Each condition alone is sufficient. So, D is the correct answer. Also, according to tip 1, if both the conditions give the same value, and answer Q equals 8 here, the most probable answer is D. Also, according to tip 3, since we only need one more equation, D would be the answer. In DS, we don't need to find the value of the variable. Just knowing the possibility of being able to solve for a variable is sufficient. The purpose of a DS question is not to find the answer, but to identify the existence of the possible answer. That's why the variable approach was created in the first place. The logic is in finding the answer without doing all the calculations. That is the true advantage of the variable approach. Answer: D.